Was there then a certain thing you as a band wanted to say on this album? Was there beforehand, before you kind of wrote the songs, that you had, okay, this is what I want to do with this album now that we're back again?
I think first of all we wanted to create an album that we all liked. First of all, you know, as we said before, it's kind of started out as an experiment, but the main purpose was maybe not to do a comeback album or now we're gonna be as big as we were 10 years ago and you know, gonna tour the whole world. So the goal was mainly to be able to look back at the album now and be satisfied. You know, thinking, well, we did the best we could, and everybody's happy, and we love to play these songs live. At least, and that's, I guess, the answer to from a music point of view. And lyrics-wise, it's, I don't know.
There's no greater. It's all the songs are different. Are closed around themselves story-wise. It's not a theme, I guess. Okay. So no, there's no. It's not a, what's it called? The Who, the Tommy Boy, or The Wall. It's not like that. It's songs.
When then, because you say there was no initial intent to write an album, when then did it become an album? Was there a certain moment where things kind of turned around and you thought, well, now we have?
Yeah, I guess we started writing songs in April, met every Tuesday, and then after Christmas in early 2014 we kind of looked at what we had and said, okay, this is actually sounds like something we could turn into an album that we will enjoy making and recording and playing live. So that was kind of the turning point, that we had to figure out how to do that and look at each other and say, okay, are we going to do this? Are we going to take time off to record this album? And okay, and we agreed on that we had we all thought it was a good idea.
And I believe your guitar player Sebastian, was he included in the recording process, or did he leave before?
No, I mean we came to this point where it was totally voluntary. People could come or not come if they wanted. When we created like every Tuesday, and at some point we had a bunch of songs and we called him up and said, hey, do you want to record with us?
He wasn't part of it until then. So,
yeah, he was really busy, so he was not there, and then we gave him the choice to come and record the album with us, but he just chose to prioritize other things. And then the rest of us looked at each other and was like, okay, should we do it? And everybody was all in on that, and then we kind of just moved on from there. Yeah. So it was more like a choice to, you know, go in two directions instead of the same direction.
Did it make it easier that you didn't have an album out for 8 years? Did it make it easier to because of the band dynamic? To have a new guitar player coming in?
Oh, of course.
I created a whole new dynamic in the band with a new guy there, and he's
I think it's been easier for Kasper to step in as a new part of the sound and the vibe, because it's a fresh start for us. It's
and you know, it's like we're an old band, as we mentioned a couple of times, and you know, it's like a marriage. When you know guys or your girlfriend intimately through many years, you know where to go and you know where not to go. But sometimes you just get caught in the emotion and you go down an alley that you really don't want to go down. And then when having Kasper there, he kind of was a mirror on every time we went down a road where we went through an argument that was pointless. He was there and he could say, okay, I'm going to take a smoke now, and then I'm going to decide who to blame.
So
it was a cool dynamic to have him in the band. Yeah. To have him in the band. Yeah.
Did you all stay in touch for all those years?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we also been playing some shows here and there. Yeah. I mean, so we haven't been like completely off. Okay. We just haven't been like creative together for many years. So we haven't had a touring break. We've been touring a little bit, but creatively we've been off.
And so now that you have these new songs, have you been able to try them out live already?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really really nice, and it also kind of put some new life into the old songs. I mean, there's a new dynamic, and the way we play the new songs has kind of reflected or like shone through to the old songs. So that's really nice, and somehow it all kind of fits together.
The old songs sound better now than they've done in many years. So it's kind of fresh. Everything is kind of feels fresh and vibrant. And
have the songs of your previous records then changed much over the years? And now that there's a new dynamic, it's been a while, and so have they changed when you play them live?
No, we still play exactly the same actually, but they just sound. There's a different vibe in it. As I just say, they feel more vibrant. They feel more. I think there's two ways to go. The old songs could, I don't know, tilt down and feel like the old songs in the old songs vibe, or it's the other way around, that the new songs kind of tilts towards the present and the new record. And I think that's what happens. I think the new songs, the old song sounds or feels like the new songs. It kind of.
It's like, I think we reached a point where we are able to interpretate ourselves.
Yeah.
Which we couldn't back then, because we were in it. Now we're kind of standing on the outside looking in.
Right.
You know, makes it easier.
So then kind of new perspective on what you made.
Falling in love with the old songs again, so that's good.
And okay, let me put it this way. This is a little bit unfair question. Søren, if I ask you what is his favorite song on the new album?
It's Hollow As You Promise.
Why do you think that?
He just told me.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
And there's some really cool keyboard parts on that track. So
so what makes that song really good for you, or stick out for you?
I think it has some cool references to some old Saybia, some of the old Saybia songs that I like from the first album, Miracle in July, or this
in spite of
like this groove kind of vibe to its timelessness somehow, but it also has something new. So I like that contrast very much. And then again, it's the way it's arranged. I really like the arrangement. The whole soundscape is really nice.
Was this something that you took into account, the sound of the band on the first 3 records, that you didn't want to maybe move away from it too much, or was that something that you thought about while making these new songs?
Well, I think on the second album, and I guess also on the third album, we had a bit of a fling with the 70s. We kind of wanted that old school sound to it, and I think on this record we wanted with dry vocals and stuff like that, compared to the first record had a lot of reverb and was spacious, and I think we wanted some of that back again on this. We were on this record, I guess.
Yeah, and I think we kind of found out that, I mean, no matter what we do, we will more or less sound like us. We kind of developed this kind of signature sound, or at least we are told that we have it. I mean, we're not maybe not so. It's hard when it's yourself playing. At least that's what I'm told. But so I guess it's been possible for us more than ever to kind of grab elements from our past, but also grab elements from other bands and other artists that we like, and kind of be aware of putting that together, but still keeping like our vibe and our sound and our feel to it.
And if I ask you what Søren's favorite song is?
I think it's About Time.
Yeah.
And why do you think that is?
Because it's maybe one of the fastest songs we ever wrote. I guess, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it works really well live.
And it's not really a fast song, but in our world, it's really fast.
It goes like insanely fast. No, but I think it just has some freshness to it, and it has some cool references to some old '80s New Order kind of vibe, or
Joy Division.
Joy Division.
Yeah.
Some of that,
Cool.
some also which I know he's into at the moment.
Do you remember writing that song? First writing it?
I remember driving in my car and having this keyboard riff in my head, which kind of it's not on the record actually, but I just had the and then I had the when I was driving in my car, and then a couple of days later we went to it was Tuesday. And we just started there with that. It didn't end up on the record, but then, So I know exactly where it was. I was driving.
Okay. It's a driving song.
It is a driving song. It has this vibe to it.
Finally, then the album's called "No Sound from the Outside." When in maybe all those Tuesdays did this title come up?
It was actually the last song that was finished for the album, and we did that just prior for leaving for LA. It was the last song we did, and
it was also the first song that Casper actually helped create.
It was part of
that process, because he came in quite late in the process. I'm the guitarist, and so that was the first song he kind of worked on with us.
Yeah. So the title was there, and we kind of it's a romantic song. It's what in Danish we have a saying called a kindans, which is like cheek to cheek, when you dance cheek to cheek. It's kind of a song for that, which is kind of 80s. We're old enough to have been dancing cheek to cheek when we were 14 years old.
Yeah.
So and it kind of reflects the mood of those Tuesdays as well, with just being isolated, not worrying about what's around you. So
did it feel like when you just started out again,
making these Tuesdays? Yes, that's what we just been recently talking about, that when we got home from those Tuesdays, we were really excited about what we'd been doing for the past hours, and that was similar to like driving home on our bikes from rehearsal rooms when we were at 19 and 20. Yeah. So
the feeling of just having done something great.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.